Hey, everybody. How's it going? Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't mind me. I was just setting up my TikTok live too. It always moves me around. I have it set up and then it's moving me around. So now I'm moving myself back. But I appreciate everybody for stopping through, whether you're watching now, later, whenever, hopefully not never. I will be breaking down the astrology chart for the Knicks versus Spurs game number 4. And then before I get into that, I'm just going to be doing a quick recap on my last prediction, which was I should say my last posted prediction was game 2. And I did look at the chart for game 3. So we'll look at that. I didn't post anything about it, but we'll go over those 2 previous games a little bit and then get into the chart for tonight's game. Yeah, game 4, the series, New York leads 2-1, if you don't know, and San Antonio won the last one. So we'll see what happens tonight. And then after tonight, they're going to be headed back to San Antonio. And I believe game 5 is on Saturday. So, appreciate everybody hanging out. And then, too, I just want to once again thank Kyle and Darren from Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. I was lucky enough to get on one of their episodes. They're doing a Straight Skol series talking the Minnesota Vikings. So that episode dropped yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, please go watch it, give it a like, watch it through. And definitely if you've not subscribed to their channel, what are you doing? Get over there and subscribe, okay? They put out episodes for the Straight Skol series, I believe, every week. Just really, really cool guys. I enjoyed chatting with them. And if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan or just a sports fan in general, go give their channel a little subscription if you don't mind. That would be wonderful. And definitely check out the episode I did with them. So we talked all things Minnesota Vikings, of course, what we think is going to happen this season. And then, how I do some astrology talk definitely got mixed into. But I had a really good time chatting with them. And go check it out. I did put it in the description. It should be there for my YouTube and Twitch people and TikTok people. If you want to go subscribe on YouTube to Purple Dopes with Hopes, definitely go do it. They're also on Apple and Spotify too. So they're in all the places. So definitely go check it out if you have yet to do so. Hi T-Bass, how are you? How's it going? If you plant a potato, you get a potato? What's that about? Yeah. I'm all for it. I like potatoes in pretty much any form. I didn't plant any potatoes though, but apparently I don't have any experience growing potatoes. I have experience being around people that are gardeners and that grow potatoes, but apparently they're pretty easy to grow. Hey, you young silly kids in your TikTok. I know. I don't consider myself. I feel like, well, whatever. Everybody's on there. That's why I went back on there. But yeah, if you're not on there, hey, you're not on there. So it's fine. I was on TikTok a few years ago, and then I did when I was first doing my YouTube channel and I was doing more Vikings reaction stuff. I did have my old TikTok. It was Skeptical Scholar Jade, and it was just a lot of Minnesota Vikings ranting. But then I was like, I'm over this. And then I deleted it. And then a couple months ago, I made a new one. So I'm back on there because I'm like, apparently a lot of people are on there. So anyway, but if you're not, hey, you're not. And that's okay. Hi, Delton. How are you? Oh, you saw it? You seen it? Very good. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. And I had a really good time chatting with them. So hopefully we can collaborate again. But yeah, it was fun. Oh man, T-Bass says, I'm being totally burnt out on Vikings podcast. All people have talked about the last 3 years is the quarterback. It's getting annoying. Yeah, I should probably talk about something else, right? Well, that's just kind of how it goes, I guess. Maybe you could start your own podcast and then you could talk about whatever it is that you wanted for the Vikings. Yeah, but that has been the flavor when it comes to Minnesota Vikings chatter recently. So That was one of my friend's father's favorite saying when he would do something stupid. Oh, really? I like it. Yeah, I might have to start using it. When you plant a potato, you get a potato. That works. Yeah, definitely. So let's get into just really quickly. But again, thanks everybody for checking it out. And if you have yet to do so, go subscribe, go do the things. But yeah, it was cool to chat with Kyle and Darren and meet more Vikings fans and Vikings content creators. So I had a good time. All right. And let's see here. I have so many charts pulled up and they're relatively similar. On TikTok, I do have the game chart pulled up for tonight. The edge did get cut off, and I don't understand why the edge always gets cut off. But it happens. I had it all set. So, who do you got tonight? What's it looking like? Romeo Dubs 4. I haven't done a deep dive yet. That's kind of like what I was going to do during the stream. But I did just peek at the astrology chart earlier today when I was kind of like getting it set up. I'm kind of leaning towards more San Antonio for tonight. But I'm not 100% on that yet. I still have to kind of filter through the weeds, the astrology weeds, I guess, and see. But that's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Just taking a little peek at it. Okay. Let's see. I guess what he was saying was what you do. What do you expect? Exactly. No, right. I get it. Yeah. What do you expect? You plant a potato, you're gonna get one. I like it. It's right to the point. I like those more like kind of quote unquote old school sayings. So, all right. Let's see. Thanks for liking. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. That's super kind. I appreciate all the likes. I am just gonna go over game 3 really quickly. I missed posting a prediction for game 3. I did actually have San Antonio winning, and my day on Monday, I was so busy that I never got around to posting a video. I was gonna try to live stream, and then I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna have time to live stream on Monday for game 3. And then I was tuckered out. Your girl's tuckered out. So I didn't get a chance to post a video for Monday night's game. I did look at the chart though, and I'm going to pull that up on YouTube and Twitch here right now and then just go over it really quickly. But for the series, I did the first 2 games and I'm 2-0 so far in this series. And 3-0, I guess, but sometimes I don't count them if I don't post it. But I guess you just got to believe me, I suppose. 2-2 is a good look. Yeah, you think the Spurs are going to tie it up tonight? Let's see. T-Bass says, I have the Knicks winning. I also have Hart from the Knicks having a big game. Who's that? I don't know all the players, you guys. Especially for the Knicks. I pretty much only know Karl Anthony Towns, former Timberwolf, you know? And we talked about that before. Oh, Josh Hart. Romeo, thank you. Josh Hart. Perfect. Thank you. Somebody on TikTok. All right, T-Bass filling me in there. Come on, you got to get over there. No, you don't. You can just do what you want. Thank you. Yes, Josh Hart. Thank you. All right. So I pretty much, for the Knicks, I'm only like familiar with Karl Anthony Towns and, oh my God, Jalen Brunson. I'm pretty much forgetting now anyone, but all right. So, and let me go back to my nerd notes. Let's see. All right, so for game 3, that's the chart that I have pulled up. Oh no, I shared the chart from tonight. You guys, I have so many tabs. Okay. Performance warning. What is that about? That's June 5th. What is the date? Okay, June 8th. All right. So I'm just going to recap really quickly as I can, because I can be long-winded, as you guys know. There we go. All right. Okay, so this was from Monday night. Again, I didn't post this, but I had the Spurs winning, and the final score, San Antonio won by 4 points. So it was 115 to 111. And why I thought that the Spurs were going to win game 3 is because the Spurs were ruled by Jupiter, all right? And I had been blathering about this, about how Jupiter, the greater benefic planet, and Venus, the lesser benefic planet, were going to come together. They've been hanging out really close in the sky in the later degrees of Cancer. And Venus and Jupiter actually came together and it peaked or was exact yesterday on the 9th, both at 25 degrees, I think, of Cancer. But anyway, I liked that San Antonio was ruled by Jupiter, the greater benefic planet, for game 3. I really liked that, not to mention that Jupiter was also getting love from Venus, with Venus being right there. Venus ruled how San Antonio was going to play their game. So right there, I really liked that. Venus also ruled how San Antonio showed out on a public level for game 3. And also, the moon was at 25 degrees of Pisces, that thick blue line there, trining Jupiter and Venus. So the moon, the co-ruler of the chart, was in the most positive line of communication with Jupiter, i.e. the Spurs, and Venus. And Venus again ruled how the Spurs played their game and how they showed out on a public level. They were also getting support from the moon. So I was just like, San Antonio, I'm pretty sure is going to win this game. Like, I would have been absolutely shocked if San Antonio lost game 3 just because of the astrology. Again, the moon, the co-ruler, the moon was supporting both of the benefic planets, and both of the benefic planets were on the side of San Antonio for game 3. And I mean, straight out the gate, just having one of the benefic planets supporting a team already is good. But then both of the benefics on the side of the Spurs for game 3 with the moon supporting too. I mean, yeah. So that's why I had the Spurs winning. That was game 3. But again, I didn't post it, but I did look at it. Again, moon, that thick blue line in an exact trine, the most positive line of communication that two planets can have with one another. And both of the benefic planets on the side of the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, right there. So it does not surprise me that they won. I thought they were going to win. And I checked the score in the morning because I didn't stay up for the whole thing, and they won. And then Mars, too, was in San Antonio's 5th house of how they play their game for game 3. And Mars does really well when it comes to sports and games. And Mars was also in good alignment with Venus and Jupiter. So that's kind of my little spiel as why I had San Antonio winning game 3. Okay, so let's see. T-Bass says, I've never had a Starbucks, I've never watched E.T., and I will never be on TikTok. There you go. You know where you stand. You know what you like and what you don't. My opinion, you're really not missing anything at Starbucks. And the movie E.T., I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And TikTok, I mean, I think you've made it pretty plain and clear that you're never going to be on there. Never going to be on there. Hi, William. How are you? Good to see you. You make it back home after watching hockey? All right. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'm going to pull up the chart now for tonight. Hi, Clean. How are you? Good to see you. What did you think of game 3? Just went over that very briefly. But yeah, it was just crazy to me that both benefic planets were supporting the Spurs for game 3, and then the moon was supporting them too. I shared the wrong tab again. All right, you guys. I have like 3 of the exact same tabs open right next to each other. Okay, here we go. This is for tonight. Here we go. All right. Okay. June 10th, there we go. Great, you got home safe. Good deal. Very good. We like that. All right, game 4. Here we go. Now, tip-off, 8:30, 8:40 probably. Okay, so I have the chart set for 8:40 New York time. Now, for this evening, starting with the moon because she is the co-ruler of every single chart. She's at 22 degrees of Aries at tip-off. and the next line of communication that the moon is going to be making. And you know what? I just took a peek at this chart earlier, you guys. So this is kind of my first time deep diving. We're doing a little bit of like a cold read here, but that's totally cool with me. Let's see. Next line of communication that the moon is going to be making. Again, she's the co-ruler. And with the moon in Aries at 22 degrees, Aries can be a feisty and spicy sign. Okay. It's ruled by the planet Mars. Mars is all about the ambition, the drive. It can be a little bit mean. It can be a little bit angry. And playing in New York City, this is, not the first game in New York of this series. This is obviously the second game. The New York Knicks, they can be kind of rowdy, right? The fans, they can be kind of very, I don't know if you guys heard, but I did not like hearing this. Like some New York Knicks fans like beat up a San Antonio Spurs fan. I don't know if there was just one incident or more than that. And yeah, so it can get a little aggressive in there. Okay. So the moon rules our emotions. And in mundane or world astrology, the moon rules the people. So the moon in the sign of Aries, again, Aries can be a little aggressive, right? And Aries energy, I have found that wherever you have Aries or people with a lot of Aries energy in their chart, they know what they want and they're gonna go get it. Aries is also ruled by the ram, right? Those horns, like, don't get in the way. And again, Mars rules the sign of Aries, and Mars is the lesser malefic planet. So doesn't have to be mean energy, but it can get a little feisty. Okay, so we'll have to see how that plays out tonight when it comes to the fans and just the emotions in the arena in general with the moon in Aries. It's been starting at around 8:44. Yeah, I feel like I've noticed that as well. I'm gonna leave it at like 8:40. I don't think, and that's the other thing too. I've harped on this before, but when you do the pregame, the planetary pregame for NBA, it can be so difficult to get the exact time because it can fluctuate, a few minutes. Whereas like with the NFL, they're pretty much on schedule. All right, that's one thing that's a little bit better, but yeah, those games, they're so late. I guess too, it's only 7:40-ish Eastern time or Central time, so that's not too bad. But yeah, when the games are getting like tip off is like 8:30 my time and stuff, like that's late. That's getting past my bedtime. I heard about that. That was uncalled for. I agree. Absolutely. I just heard about it today, and like this one guy, the only thing that I saw or whatever, and I don't know if there was more instances, but yeah, he was just there by himself in a Spurs jersey, just like leaving the arena, and got beat up because the Spurs won that game. That's insane. Like, I don't know why more people aren't like talking about that. I don't know what's happening with that, but it's unacceptable. Like, can't we all just go watch a game, a child's game, right? Adults playing a children's game. Can't we all go watch that, and not have to worry, or watch our back if we're wearing the opposing team's jersey or whatever? Like, it's crazy. Yes, games start way later than what they always say. Yeah, they definitely do. You're right. Yes. Let's see. T-Bass, putting astrology aside, I can't do that. Putting astrology aside, the home team has to win sometime in this series. I think it's tonight. That's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point. Wouldn't that be crazy too? Like, if San Antonio did win tonight, yeah, and then both away teams would have gone 2-0. That'd be a little funky. Could that also be in the stars for tonight? Yeah, we'll see. But all right. So again, moon, things could get spicy again tonight, okay? Especially with the moon in Aries. Now, the moon at 22 degrees, the next line of communication that the moon is going to be making is, well, she's separating from a sextile to the sun. So the moon was in good communication with the sun, but the moon is moving away from that. Like, the sun and the moon were shining their light on one another, both the luminaries. A sextile, that's good. It's when planets are 60 degrees apart. But the moon is moving away from shining her light on the sun. And the next thing that the moon is going to be doing is squaring Jupiter. Okay. And Jupiter has a tendency to expand. All right. So the moon is going to be shining her light on the greater benefic planet Jupiter. So it's like that could manifest as this spicy Aries energy gets expanded even more so because Jupiter doesn't know any boundaries. And the Lord of Jupiter is the moon because Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the Lord dispositor of Jupiter is the moon. All right. So I feel like the emotions are going to be, they're going to be high tonight, like extra, like another level. Okay. I feel like, yeah, another level with the moon squaring Jupiter and a square, this red line here. Well, one of these red lines, that is energy there between the moon and Jupiter and all those other planets involved, but it's tension. It's not like easy breezy beautiful cover girl, okay? It's tension. It's like, okay, kind of like a battle here between the planets or the luminaries, whatever. T-Bass says, my question is, they are both NBA teams. What determined what team gets certain planets? They're basically the same team, the same A team. Yeah, so the way that I look at a chart is I will designate a planet for each team. I will use the seventh house ruler for the home team. Okay, and the seventh house is right here, house number 7. So we'll just start with that since we already started with the moon. So this is how I've been reading the charts. Okay. So New York is the home team. I use house number 7 for them. And number 7 lands in Gemini. So the planet that rules Gemini is Mercury. So Mercury is going to be the ruler that I give based on how I'm reading the chart for the New York Knicks tonight. Because Mercury rules Gemini and the 7th house, which rules New York, lands in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So for tonight, New York is Mercury based on how I read the charts. William says, Jade, the Wilkes-Barre Penguins lost game 6 at home on Sunday to the Toronto Marlies. The season is over now. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Was it a good game, though? Before you know it, the season's going to be back. Are you watching any of the NHL, the Stanley Cup? What's going on there? It's crazy, too, that hockey's still going because it's June and it's like almost summertime, but that I feel like I think that every year. That's a bummer when the season's over, isn't it? It's kind of bittersweet. I'm sorry that your team didn't win. But game 6 almost made it to game 7 because they were down, weren't they? Kind of early on in the series. Okay. Let's see. So Mercury is going to be New York for tonight. Now, we'll start with them. We'll keep going on about them here. I'm going to stay on probably, my plan is like an hour, so I'm going to try to get everything in there. All right. Now, for New York, Mercury is our communication planet. It also rules our hands, our voice, all things like that. Mercury is in the sign of Cancer. Mercury, i.e. the New York Knicks. Mercury is in the Knicks' first house of themselves. So I feel like they're going to be a lot of talk going on. I could see a lot of talking going on the floor tonight between the team, with the fans, the Knicks to themselves on the floor. There could be a little shit talking going on. It could get a little spicy on the floor. Not that it hasn't been, because it definitely has been, but I could see that getting even more heightened for tonight. And I could definitely see the Knicks really getting like caught up in their emotions. Because, I mean, you know, the Spurs just came. You had this great start, right? 2-0, and then you go back home and you kind of like shit the bed, right? So we'll see. I feel like the emotions are going to be heightened. And the New York Knicks, the fans or the team itself could how they communicate and how they talk with one another, it could be on a very emotional level because Mercury is in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign. It's a sign that is very dedicated to home and family. And this is the New York Knicks home. They want to protect their home. They want to play well in their home, right? They don't want to get shown out again. So, all right, I could see the New York Knicks that's the way it kind of goes for New York and their fans too, especially with the moon in Aries. Like, ooh, I'm sure it's already a lot of like fans shit talking, the team shit talking one another, jawing back and forth. It could be even more of that tonight. Hi, Michael. How are you? My evening's been going good. It's going good. Yeah. My Wednesday was going good. Yeah, it's nice. Thanks for asking. What about you? Thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you. It's midweek, It's almost Friday because I have 9 to 5. I work Monday through Friday, like 9 to 5. And yeah, today at work, it was pretty good. I only had one meeting and it was all right. Yeah. And I feel like the workday went relatively quickly. So I'm all right with it. Yeah. Took my dog on a walk. We were outside. Side note, my dog loves playing the sprinkler. I bought her this, I think I already told you guys this. I bought her this little, it's like for kids. It's like this little wiggly, it's like a hose, and then the little attachments just kind of like go like this. She goes ape shit for that thing. So she had fun. And yeah, now we're sitting here talking astrology. Looking forward to it. Yeah. But it's going good. Thanks for asking. Okay, what's going on there? I don't even know. It's the Golden Knights and who else for the NHL, for the Stanley Cup. Like, don't get me wrong. I like hockey. I will watch it if I catch it on. I just don't seek it out. Side note, my mom, that's like her sport. She's like obsessed with hockey, loves hockey, stays up late to watch the hockey. She told me that, what was it the other night? It went into, I think that, I don't remember which team came back after being down like 4 goals. And I think it went into like double overtime or something. So I enjoy it. I just don't seek it out. But yeah. Okay, that answers my question. The home team is what differentiates things. Yeah, pretty much. And then on the flip side, the first house, the house opposite, house number 7 in astrology, the first house, number 1, the sign that rules the first house, I designate that sign and its ruler for the away team. So for tonight, San Antonio, their zodiac sign that rules them is Sagittarius, because house number 1 lands in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So that's how I designate the rulers. And I do the same thing for the NFL too. Like the home team is going to be represented by house number 7. The opposer away team is going to be whatever planet zodiac sign lands in house number 1. Very good question though. Let's see, Michael, I can see tonight's game being a slug fest. The physicality, the psychology, physically, I can read, I think. And the emotion of this fan base. That's so funny you mentioned that because I was just talking about it. Wouldn't be a shock if I see the fans are one of the players of the Spurs and the Knicks. Oh yeah, I think the emotions it's going to be heightened tonight. Again, the moon rules our emotions, our feelings in world astrology. The moon rules the people. The moon is in the spicy sign of Aries tonight at 22 degrees. The moon is squaring Jupiter. Okay, so there's tension there. All right, there's energy there. And Jupiter doesn't know any boundaries. Okay, so the moon is shining her light on Jupiter. And Jupiter's like, all right, we're going to make this bigger. Okay. We're going to make all these emotions even bigger. Okay. So yeah, I definitely feel like I agree with you on that one. It could get spicy and heightened. And I mean, again, is this surprising? They're playing in New York City. New York just, lost. They're not down in this series, but obviously they want to win a game at home. So it doesn't really surprise us at all, but the astrology of the chart definitely supports that and reflects that too. So, the Carolina Hurricanes, that's right. Okay. You're going with the Golden Knights. What's the series? What does the series even stand on? I mean, I know it's a best of 7, but Let's see. My day is going well. Just excited to see how game 4 of the finals, to see if it's going to be 3-1 Knicks or 2-2 Spurs. We will see. Excuse me. Yes, we will see. And then, like T-Bass said earlier, putting the astrology aside for a second, you wonder too, like if San Antonio, well, no, if the Knicks were to win tonight, okay, they're up 3-1 in the best of 7, and then they're going back to San Antonio. Do they want to win the series away? Right? Tinfoil hat on? Would the league allow it? Okay, allegedly, supposedly. Would the league allow that? All right. So, you never know. It's just a lot to think about, I guess. So, all right. So, let me see here. Now, back to, T-Bus, what did you say? You're a Sagittarius? Well, I don't know. Your sun sign. I think you're referring to your sun sign. A lot of people know what their sun sign is because the sun stays in a zodiac sign for approximately 30 days. So when you hear people say, I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a Gemini, oftentimes they are referring to their sun sign. And the sun in astrology rules our ego. It rules who we are at our core. It's kind of like this masculine energy. It is very, very powerful. But like Tivas, for example, you have an astrology chart that is a circle, and it's obviously not the same as the chart we're looking at, but we all have our own personal astrology chart. So for you, your sun sign, yes, is in Sagittarius. Okay. But I don't know what your rising sign is. The rising sign sets the table for the whole entire chart. Okay. Because the planet that rules whatever sign is your rising sign or house number 1, that is your ruler. Okay. And that kind of, is a major, major player, the most important planet a lot of times in our personal astrology charts. So, yes, your sun sign is in Sagittarius. So, who you are at your core, your ego is Sagittarian, fun loving, adventurous, usually about like higher learning and expansion, having fun, maybe can be very philosophical, likes to go wherever the horse hooves take you, because Sagittarius is ruled by the archer, the centaur. Okay. So that's just kind of like a vague description of the sign of Sagittarius. But I couldn't tell you, really anything personal without looking at your birth chart. Right. Anyway, which is the planet of abundance and expansion. I'm going to the casino tomorrow. I'll let you know how I do. Actually, that would be a very good day to go for you because Jupiter actually, which rules Sagittarius, and yes, you're right, it all is about abundance and expansion. And Jupiter also rules Thursdays. So if you are going to the casino tomorrow, I wish you luck. Okay. And also, I think that by tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly what time, but the moon will have moved into Taurus. Okay. And the moon is exalted in Taurus. She feels right at home there. Taurus is also one of the rulers of like the stock market and money. So I wish you luck. So yeah, I think just looking at the astrology, Venus, Jupiter together, the moon is going to be in Taurus, exalted there, shining her light eventually on Venus and Jupiter after a day or two. I wish you luck. Yeah, let us know how it goes. Oh, it's all tied up. Nice. We got Twitch bots in here. What? Don't blame it on me. But actually, I think it's a good day. Because again, it's ruled on Jupiter is rules Thursdays. The moon will be in Taurus. I'm not sure again. Well, we could see here. And then the moon is exalted there. And Taurus is money, stock markets. And if we had your personal astrology chart, we could really see how you'd be doing. But the Knicks haven't won it since 73. Knicks will win tonight, Delton says. All right. People will be looking at me when I yell, damn it, Jade. They're going to be like, who's Jade? What'd she do? No, I think it actually could be pretty good. Again, I don't know this without looking at your personal birth chart, but just with where the planets are right now, especially with the moon being in Taurus and you going on Jupiter Day, which is Thursday. Lucky? Yeah. Because you're Aries rising, right? I remember that. Clean says my second house is in Taurus. Nice. Hopefully you get a little gift, or you can, utilize something with the moon in your second house in Taurus. Nice. Very good. That's awesome. People too that have a Taurus moon, I'm always like, you lucky people, you with the moon in Taurus. At least the people that I know that have a Taurus moon, like, man, things just seem to work out really, really easily. Not that there aren't struggles, sure. And everybody's chart is different. The couple of people that I know, their Taurus moon is in different houses. But one person that I know has a Taurus moon and a Taurus sun, and it's their 10th house. And they have done very well in their career. It took them a little while to get to that point. Okay. And they come from, a family that is kind of well off, or they're in a good position, and this person that I know too with the Taurus moon was gifted, a couple large sums of money for important things, but was gifted that from their family. And then another one that I know, very, very gifted when it comes to gardening and like interior designing landscape. It's not interior design, it's outside, like garden landscape and design. Okay. And then I actually have twin uncles too that have a Taurus moon. And those two, we'll get back to the chart. Those two are a very good example of how one twin can be ruled more by the sun sign and another twin can be ruled more by the moon sign. Because my one uncle, out of my twin uncles that have a Taurus moon, he is by far more of the Taurus moon. Slow moving, salt of the earth person, in the garden, green thumb, has a huge garden, him and his wife do. Well, my other uncle is ruled more by their sun in Virgo. He is a very good writer. He's very good with his hands, drawing. He was kind of like a planner, or I can't remember his exact job, but kind of like planned things out and like planned paths and routes and park stuff out, and very good with drawing. And the other twin uncle too was very good, like a doodler at cartoons too. And the other uncle that's ruled a little bit more by the sun in Mercury, he's a lot more talkative and it's super, super funny and like, super sharp, right? So anyway, just a side note there. Daryl, question, could you do an astrology video on the College Baseball World Series or the World Cup 2026? I'm going to write that down. Man, the World Cup, how would I do that? I'm going to write that down because I would like to expand and do that. I will write it down and I will try to do that, okay? For both. College Baseball World Series. When is that? That must be coming up. Yeah, I will definitely try my best to do that. I'm going to write it down in my notebook, or I'm writing it down right now. Yeah, and to Daryl's point too, if you guys have like games or anything that you, like Daryl said, throw them in the chat. I'll write them down. If I'm the Knicks, I'd want to win regardless. Right, you'd think that, right? Like if they do go up 3-1 and they do go to San Antonio, like we want to win either way. Because yeah, like to your point too, you hope that that they're all competitors and it doesn't really matter where they're playing. Like even if the Knicks hypothetically win tonight, they go back to San Antonio and then win the series, they're gonna go crazy in New York. Like either way, right? Like either way. Yeah. But if I were on the team too, I'd be like, we're winning wherever, whenever. We don't care. Delton, I bet there's something to make the first house flip from the home to the visiting team a reciprocal factor. Yes, there is things to look at with that. Like you can look at where the planet that rules the opposite team is. And that's one thing that I do look at, actually, like out of the two planets that rule both the first and the seventh, which one has better position, which one is in a better position. But then funny to your point, a little bit, is when I first started doing astrology charts, I would have the home team as house number 1 and the visiting team as house number 7. All right. And then I just found, as I kept doing charts, and in particular with the NBA, I feel like it was more accurate doing it the way that I'm doing it now. Which, funny enough, one of the books that I read about how to do like hourly astrology, it has the home team being house number 7 and the away team being 1. So when I first started doing it, I was kind of going against like what the teachings were that I was reading about. But I mean, every astrologer and person their own thing. It's like trial and error and then just looking. And even in the book too, like some of the things that this book that I learned how to do hourly astrology, or like the game charts, they do kind of say in the book, you got to just find, what works for you and go with that, and stick with it. So anyway, truth teller. So is it best to gamble tonight? I mean, you do what you want. You do what you want. Let's see. Saturday is the next game. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if people do gamble tonight, they're going to either lose big or win big, because the moon is squaring Jupiter. Okay? I would wait. Like, if it were me, I would wait until the moon moves into Taurus. So the moon's going to move into Taurus. She's going to move into Taurus tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. So hypothetically, I would wait. If there's anything to gamble on from tomorrow morning to like Saturday. What time Saturday? I'm just going ahead here and looking, and then I'm going to get back to tonight's game. Okay, you guys. So for Saturday night's game, when is that? It's the 13th. Okay. Man, Friday, if you guys want to do, Friday would be a really good day just to do anything money related, anything that you love. Have fun, be with the people that you love, show yourself some love, money. That could be good on Friday, you guys. Friday evening, okay? So I would say starting tomorrow morning until Friday evening. It's a really good time. If you do want to like gamble, treat yourself, okay? Things like that if you're able to, because the moon is going to be in Taurus. Moon loves being there. And Taurus is like stock market, money. It's food, agriculture as well. And then the moon is going to be in good communication with Jupiter and Venus, both benefic planets that are in the sign of Cancer. So, and if you got a date or you're taking out your sweet honey or something, Friday night would be a good night for that. And Friday is also ruled by Venus. So, yeah, definitely if you can, try to utilize. Yes, Daryl, thanks for the suggestion. I like it. I'm kind of late to the live stream. I wonder which player will have a big night based on their chart. I know. I wish I had some of the astrology, like the actual chart of some of the players. Like, I don't know. I guess I haven't really looked a lot. Like, we've talked a little bit about Karl Anthony Towns and Wemby. So we know a little bit of, their astrology. Karl Anthony Towns, he is a sun in Scorpio. And then Clean too said that Karl Anthony Towns has a lot of Sagittarius in his chart too. And then Victor Wembanyama, he was born during Capricorn season. So his sun sign, who he is at his core, his ego too, is Capricorn. And he's been having a little bit of trouble. And maybe, just looking at Wemby for a little bit, kind of like, even with the elbow to Naz Reid earlier in the playoffs. And then I think he had a tete-a-tete. I don't know with who this last game or in the series. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and Saturn is in the sign of Aries, and it has been there. And Saturn is in its fall in Aries. So while I don't know a lot of Wemby's chart, we know that his sun sign is ruled by Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in Aries. Aries can be a little hot-headed and quick to flare up and quick to anger. And Saturn, the ruler of Wemby's sun sign, is in Aries. And Saturn doesn't like being there. Okay. So that could be part of, some of his frustrations also kind of like manifesting a little bit here. Daryl, what are your thoughts on the media reporting front court seats at the Knicks game at Madison Square Garden selling for close to $1 million? No way. That is insane. I mean, I had heard that the tickets were ridiculously expensive, but $1 million courtside, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I also heard too, because we see all the celebrities, right, sitting courtside and stuff like that. I had heard that it's kind of like a whole thing. I don't know if it's like you have to apply, but if you want to sit courtside, you have to kind of go through Madison Square Garden's channels or have like an inside hookup or be like a high caliber celebrity or somebody with like a lot of money, to be sitting courtside. That is insane. Insane. I feel like I heard the cheapest ticket for Monday night's game was in the thousands of like $4,000 or something for like the cheapest tickets. That's crazy. Truth, you're welcome. Yes. Clayton says the Descendant team will win this game. Yeah, let's get back to the chart here. I want to stay on for an hour. It's been 47 minutes, so we'll see. True says, my big three, your Pisces sun, Leo moon, and an Aquarius rising. That's cool. That's an interesting mix. Cool. So your sun sign, doing whole house astrology, your sun sign is in the 2nd then, and then your moon is in the 7th, right? Leo moon. That's very cool. The Leo moon energy. Yeah, we were talking about Leo moon too, because especially when I was over with Purple Dopes with Hopes, we actually were talking about Leo energy because for the Vikings, Kyler Murray is a Leo sun and JJ McCarthy is a Leo moon. And funny enough, we also brought up Justin Jefferson. He's a Leo Venus. And I feel like all of those things are just so fitting, especially Justin Jefferson's Leo Venus. So, yeah, that's cool. You got the fire, you got the water, and you got the air, right? Different elements. Wemby's moon is rising is Gemini. Really? Is it? For some reason, I could see the Gemini moon. Yeah. Really? The Gemini rising surprises me because he's so tall. A lot of Gemini risings that I have met, not saying every Gemini rising is on the shorter side, but is on the shorter side. Yes, correct. Moon is applying a square to Jupiter, Venus, and opposing the part of fortune. Yeah, I was talking about the square to Jupiter, especially with the moon being in Aries, these like heightened emotions and squaring Jupiter. And let's see, where is the part of fortune? Yeah, port of fortune I have over at 21 degrees of Aquarius. Imagine if the Lakers were in the finals, the tickets would almost be the same as Knicks tickets. Oh, really? Are they as expensive? I guess that doesn't surprise me either. I won't be going. Oh, yeah, I just have $1 million to go sit courtside. Yeah, no. Rap, how's it going? Vocal Bike, yay! Thanks for stopping through. Yeah, good to see you. Thank you. We're talking a little NBA over here. But of course, the Vikings chatter comes in too. So, and thanks for watching when I was on with Kyle and Darren too. And that's how I first saw them was on your channel. So I was telling him too that you're kind of like the straw that stirs the drink. So yeah, thanks, Rap. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Vocal Bike, which I'm sure you already are, but if you aren't, scamper over. and go subscribe to his channel, okay? And congratulations, Rap. I think you just hit 7K on your channel, which is amazing. That's awesome. Dope hat as well. Thank you. Yes, got the Vikings hat going on. And oh man, Rap, you got to come on here, or we have to collab soon. We got to talk about just the Vikings and the drama, the quarterback drama. T-Bass said he's sick of it because that's all he's kind of been hearing. All right, Clean says, I'm using the traditional birth chart on AstroSeek and reverse day-night option because the game starts after 8 p.m. Ooh, I like that. I have never used that option. I'm using AstroSeek too. Well, you guys can probably see, obviously. Well, TikTok, it's hard to see because I keep having to move myself around and it kind of cuts off a little bit. But yeah, I do the Regio Montanus. That's the house system that I use. And I never know if I'm saying that correctly. But that's the house system that I'm using for the game. Yes. You're very welcome. Yes, that's so exciting. 10K is right around the corner, my brother. Let's do it. Yeah, dude. Let's do it. That would be so fun. I was telling Kyle and Darren too. I'm like, I like collabing with other people, but I'm just like the worst at like reaching out and like scheduling it. But I need to be better at that. So yeah, you can come on here. I can come over there, whatever. But yeah, let's do it. You're gonna reach out. See, you're already on it. Awesome. No, that sounds great. And two, side note, I have to get, okay, that reminds me, I have to get and check on Twitter because people keep telling me on like my email that they message me on Twitter and I don't see it. It doesn't give me like a notification when I go on there. So I just never check, but I got to go in my inbox there and see what is going on because I definitely missed a couple of messages. So, but yeah, if you want to message me on Twitter, go do that. Or if you want email, whatever, or I will reach out to you. My people will contact your people. Okay. All right, you guys. Vocal Vike, Rap said it. We're going to collab soon. So everybody look on, keep your peepers peeled for that. Okay. That'll be fun. All right. Looking forward to it. Okay. Now back to the Knicks here. Cause we haven't, well, it's collective here. It's a journey. We're on a journey. So again, the Knicks tonight, they were ruled by Mercury. Mercury is at 13 degrees of Cancer. The moon is, or excuse me, Mars is kind of moving to a little bit of a, or Mercury's moving to a sextile with Mars. Mars is the co-ruler of how the Knicks are going to play their game tonight. And Mars and Mercury again being the Knicks, they are in good communication. They're in like a loose sextile. All right. So that's good communication. The other co-ruler for how the New York Knicks are going to play their game tonight is Pluto. All right. Pluto is retrograde at 5 degrees of Aquarius. Pluto is destructive. Okay. It can uproot things and just, okay, you have things that are going well and Pluto's going to come clear out what isn't working. And it can be a lot to handle and a lot to deal with. Now, Mercury is not making any communication with Pluto. However, Pluto is in good alignment with Uranus, the planet of upheaval. Okay. So we could look for the Knicks to their gameplay to have some sort of like transformational energy, and they might do something that's we haven't maybe seen them do in a while. It might be a little surprising, all right, with Uranus in the mix there. So, hi, Ryan. How's it going? I was just thinking about you, actually. I said that in the last stream, too, that I was like thinking about a couple of people and then they showed up and here you are. It's that telepathy we got going on. Hope all is well. Hey, long time no chat. Had a busy past few weeks. My nephew graduated. Really? Congratulations. Yeah, it's graduation season for sure. My youngest cousin just graduated high school too. So I went to his graduation like 2 weeks ago. Side note too, that cousin that graduated, he's 6'7" and he's currently in Europe right now. I'm very jealous. Just like, you know, like lean over to like give me a hug because he's so tall. But yeah, congratulations to your nephew. What did you think of the schedule, GM, and the Wolves' newest jerseys? I did the schedule for the Vikings. I did just pick winners, losers. I have them going 7-10. But that's literally just looking at the virtual paper schedule. New GM, we'll have to see. Interesting that coming from Seattle, right? His name is Nolan Tesley, I think. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. And then the Wolves' newest jerseys. Oh, I didn't see that. Didn't they just premiere like new jerseys or something on the 7th? I missed it. But if they went with the old school trees, I'm for it. That rap, be ready. I will. Yes, let's go. I will be ready. Yes. That'll be a good time. I'm already looking forward to it. All right. As Scar would say, be prepared. I'm not going to sing that, but exactly. Exactly. Let's not ignore the power of Danhausen. He's a wrestler that looks like a vampire and curses everybody. Yeah, I'll be staying out of his way. I don't want any curses, okay? There is a way to like clear curses or like break curses, okay? If you feel like somebody has cursed you. And two, Daryl asked earlier for me to do the World Cup chart and the College Baseball World Series astrology chart. So look out for that. I did write it down. I'm probably going to highlight it right now so I don't forget. So I'm going to look that up too. And then I am planning on doing game 5 for the NBA Finals on Saturday. That'll either be another live stream on Saturday or I'll do like a mini short kind of predictive video based on the astrology. So, and 2, go check out the episode I did with Purple Dopes with Hope's podcast. It's in the description. Okay. Thank you. All right. Now back to New York. Again, we already went over Mercury is them. Another thing too for the New York Knicks, I'm just going to move the chart ahead like 5 minutes and see if it's the same. Okay, you guys, if tip-off is at like 8:44, 8:45 or later, that could bode extremely, extremely well for New York because not only would they have Mercury, their ruler, in their first house of themselves as a team, but they would also have Jupiter and Venus, both benefic planets, right on themselves as a team, like blessing them, okay? And even though the moon is squaring Jupiter, which I don't normally like in charts, that's usually like a no in a game chart. Like if 2 planets or one of the luminaries is squaring another planet, it's generally no. However, like with the moon and Jupiter opposition from I think it was game number 1 or 2. I think it was game 1 in this series. Normally an opposition is extremely challenging, but I have seen in particular in game charts, because that's what I've looked at the most, is that when the moon is squaring one of the benefic planets, that being Jupiter or Venus, that can generally be positive. Okay. So, but I really like feather in New York's cap. Okay. If they have tip off at like 8:40, like 8:44 or later, even 8:43 or later. About 8:42 or later. Yeah, there's an extra feather in New York's cap because they're going to have Venus and Jupiter in their first house. Okay. I like that straight away. Just the 2 benefic planets. It's just like it's extra help. It's like extra good look too. But let's not forget the moon squaring Jupiter, the moon in spicy Aries that's quick to pop off, squaring Jupiter, the planet of expansion, okay? It normally can bring good luck and blessings. However, Jupiter does not know any boundaries. Hi, designer. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by to say hi. Thank you for liking. That's so kind. Nice to see you. Who do you have in this game? Who do you got? But yeah, I just like that straight away. But again, let's not forget the square. All right. Ryan says that the Knicks win the championship. I will hope since WWE is in Minneapolis. I hope does a reverse curse for the Vikings like he did for the Knicks. Oh, really? Is that what happened? Yeah, the WWE is coming to Minneapolis. That's right. When is that this year? When is that? Yeah. Ryan, you're the aficionado there. I don't know much about that. Spurs, I started following during the TiVo series. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you did. Yep. You have the Spurs, though? You have them winning tonight or just the whole series? Yeah, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for all the tippity taps for liking. I appreciate that. Thank you. That is very kind. Supposedly, allegedly, it helps the algorithm, right? It's all for the algorithm. I mean, it's not, but all right, pause, and then we're going to get back to the chart. I have to do a puzzle piece on TikTok. It makes you do a puzzle to prove that you're not a bot, okay? Pretty soon the bots are going to be able to, I'm surprised the bots can't do the puzzles. Designer, you got Spurs in 7. Woo! That'll be exciting. I also am getting my little sound bar over here. I like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, another thing too is that the moon is in the New York Knicks 10th house. And the 10th house is the structure, the stability, the long-term presence for the New York Knicks, and the moon squaring Jupiter, the greater benefic in New York's first house. Oh man, and again, the moon rules the people in world astrology, and the moon also just in general rules our emotions. Designer says Spurs in 7. We'll see. The fans just being like crazy, out of control. Like, I feel like the fans are going to be even more heightened and even more invested than they already are. I don't know how that could be possible, but I just really think like tonight they're going to be all in. Like, the fans are going to be all just emotionally invested in, even more so than they have been, which I didn't really think was possible. But yeah, it's going to be crazy in there. Just absolutely crazy because the moon is in their the Knicks 10th house. All right. And the moon in spicy Aries squaring Jupiter all right, we're going to make that spicy energy even bigger. Okay. The birds are going crazy out my window. Side note, you guys. All right. Now let's move over to San Antonio. I've been on for an hour. Thanks again for hanging out, everybody. August 1st is right around the corner, right? Training camp it is. When you are done, look him up. He cursed Stephen A. Smith. He's really funny. Okay, I'm going to open a tab for that so I don't forget. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to look it up so I don't forget. I'm just going to put it in a tab. I could write it down, but... Oh, okay, there he is, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Ah! Yeah, you're not kidding. He was born August 17th, 1990. Oh my God, he's young. I was expecting him to be this like older guy. He's a Leo, or his sun sign is in Leo, which oftentimes you can find Leo placements in entertainment. All right, he's a good example of that. Yeah, I think this designer says, yeah, I think this game is going to be electric. I wholeheartedly agree. Ryan, designer on TikTok, said, it's been hilarious. I love Dan Housen. Am I saying his last name right? But yeah. We got a couple of WWE fans in here. And yeah, designer Ryan on YouTube is talking about that. So, okay. Now, let's go and figure out what's going on with the San Antonio Spurs tonight. All right. Somebody had asked me earlier in the stream at the beginning of the stream, I guess, really, who I was kind of pulling for tonight, or I'm not pulling for anyone, correction, okay? Because when I do the astrology, I can't be a fan of either team, even if I was a fan of either team, but who I thought was going to win. Let's phrase that a little better. And when I just looked at the chart when I was setting it up earlier today and just getting it, because I get like a little screenshot on my phone so I can put it on TikTok and, getting the tab ready to share here. I kind of thought that the Spurs maybe had the edge just from, glancing over. but I really was deep diving or told, I forget who it was, that I would have to do a deep dive, or like that's what the live stream is for. So we're doing that right now. A little bit of a cold read, but that's okay. I like doing that. Challenge myself too, because I could look at the chart for hours and hours, and sometimes, man, you're just like, okay, I see this one thing here, I see another thing here. I don't know. But and that's why it's challenging too, because I'm so long-winded and I just have the gift of gab that when I do the short, like 1 minute videos of the mini chart breakdown, that's really hard for me to crunch it into 1 minute. Keeps the skills sharp. Exactly. All right. So, San Antonio, speaking of Sagittarius, we were talking about Sagittarius earlier. San Antonio Spurs, they're going to be ruled by house number 1, which lands in Sag. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So the Spurs are going to be ruled by Jupiter tonight. Jupiter again at 26 degrees of Cancer, the greater benefic planet, right next to Venus, the lesser benefic. So San Antonio, I kind of went over this when I was doing the mini recap of game 3, kind of similar to game 3 when the Spurs ended up winning, obviously. The Spurs were ruled by Venus, but the difference here, the big difference here with game 3, the moon was supporting Jupiter, okay? Tonight, the moon, there's tension with Jupiter, i.e. the Spurs. The moon is squaring Jupiter, square tension. However, like I said earlier, I have seen in game charts where the moon is in a square or an opposition with one of the benefic planets, Jupiter or Venus, that can actually have a positive outcome for the team. And in this instance, San Antonio is ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter receiving the square from the moon. So that's why, too, when I just looked at this chart just briefly earlier, I was like, San Antonio going to win tonight, too, and even the series. Now, for San Antonio, their 5th house of how they play their game is ruled by Venus. Venus is also kind of receiving this square tension energy from the moon, which is challenging. It's not super easy, but I do like the fact that Jupiter and Venus are still hugging it out right there. Like they're still holding hands, okay, from being right on top of one another yesterday. They're still really close. Maybe they're still even side hugging. They're still definitely holding hands really tightly. So both benefic planets right together in the sky. So I like that for San Antonio. Like I feel like they are going to be they figured it out in game 3. They're going to try to bring that energy again tonight, but they're dealing again with the square from the moon. I just feel like the fans are going to be so much louder and really trying to get in San Antonio's ear, get in the way, support their home team, the New York Knicks, in any way, shape, or form. With the moon, squaring Jupiter and the moon in Aries. Like, as long as they can keep the emotions under control, designer, that is going to be a challenge. Absolutely. Because the emotions, that is the moon. The moon squaring Jupiter. Jupiter will make it bigger, all right? And the moon in Aries can be quick to pop off. Okay. I have an uncle with an Aries moon. He gets mad very quickly. Okay. Very quickly. Like, whoa. Ah! Like, watch out for the fire. Okay. But another thing about Aries moons that I've noticed is they're quick to flare up, but then they're very quick to cool down. And like, we're moving on. Okay. Where some people are like, wait, I'm still processing that and thinking about that. They've already moved on. Okay. Designer, do you do personal chart readings? I do. I'm actually trying to get something set up on my Stan store to offer personal chart readings. Right now, I just yes, I have done them, but I'm trying to make it a little bit more of a schedule where somebody can schedule one if they want one. So keep a lookout for that because I am working on it. I have a Stan store right now where there's a link for a personal or a free animal reading because I'm doing animal communication. and doing free readings for people in exchange for feedback. So I do have a scheduler up for that. And I am working on getting one for doing astrology chart readings for people. So I'll keep you guys posted once that's finally done. But yeah, because I would love to do more of that because I love doing the chart readings. Yeah. All right. San Antonio, their 10th house of their structure, their stability, their discipline, their longevity, how they show out on a public level is also ruled by Venus. So their gameplay and how they show out to the public and their structure, discipline, and longevity. Thanks for the likes. That's so nice. Thank you. Is also ruled by Venus. All right. And now Mars, too, for San Antonio, Mars is the lord of the moon. The moon is in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars is the lord of the moon. Mars, again, is a lesser malefic planet. Mars can be a meanie, okay? Mars is energy, it's drive, it's fast-paced, it's aggression, but it can also be anger, okay? It can be fighting, okay? Disagreements. So Mars is in San Antonio's 5th house, is the lord of the moon. Okay. So the moon has this Martian quality to it. The moon is squaring, shining her light, and there's tension with Jupiter and Venus, the two main planets for San Antonio tonight. I feel like if the Spurs can play dirty in this is a bad way of saying it, but if the Spurs can play nice but dirty, their game, but have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, this edge, this fast-paced, aggressive nature to their gameplay, and stay level-headed and not let their emotions get out of control. Do not let the fans get to you. Physical. Yes, that's a very good word. Physical. Yes. And to Michael's point too, was talking about the physicality earlier too. Can keep the emotions under control and not let the fans get to them. Be like a duck, water off the back. If San Antonio can harness that energy, I definitely think that they can win tonight and tie the series. But that's a big ask. That's a big ask because, what's going on in the sky with the planets, it's good to be aware of those things. But sometimes all that energy, it's happening and you just can't help it, right? So who gets the victory then? Another thing for New York is they have the sun and Uranus in their 12th house of what's hidden away from them, hidden enemies. The sun is the ego again. So the Knicks have to keep the ego in check, keep the ego under control here. And that can be hard, especially in Madison Square Garden in New York, just the energy of everything. And the fact that they're up 2-1. Yes, they did just lose, but they were looking there for a while there that they were going to take the series to, 4-0. Okay. So keep the ego in check. That being for New York. And then Uranus, the planet of surprises, of upheaval, is in their 12th house of what's hidden away from them. This is New York. There's some unstable energies going on behind the scenes. Something they can't, again, that's hidden, that's kind of locked away. It's also hidden enemies. Brunson has to give up the ball. Yeah. And it's like, come the fourth quarter, he's the one that they go to, right? And he's been clutch, he's been really good. Get his team involved. Yeah, and Karl Anthony Towns kind of had to give them the pep talk. I don't remember which game. It was either game 1 or game 2. They showed Kat kind of on a timeout, whatever, break, kind of pumping the team up, being the voice of reason. I think he was encouraging the Knicks to continue to play defense. Like their offense would be there, but they had to just continue to play good defense. Right. But yeah, so who wins? I'm just really interested. I mean, either way, I'm just really interested to see how the moon squaring Venus and Jupiter turns out. And also the moon, again, ruling the emotions, the people in Aries is very, very close to Chiron, the wounded healer. And Chiron's at 29 degrees of Aries. So this could be a tough lesson, maybe for the people and the fans tonight. That could be potentially how things manifest. If Wemby meditated, I think he shows up. Yeah, I was talking a little bit about Wemby earlier too, how like his frustrations and these kind of little issues that he's been having here, like the elbow to Nas Reed, and then there was another elbow, and now just recently, Wemby was born during Capricorn season, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn has been in Aries, and Saturn is discipline, and it can be tough to deal with. It will cause blockages and challenges. It will slow things down. So Saturn, one of the main planets for Wemby, being in Aries, not feeling comfortable, and Aries is quick to pop off. It kind of makes sense, you know, why things have kind of been playing out a little bit. If you look at just that, you know, the Saturn of it all for Wemby. Clean says, Cat needs to take advantage of his mismatches. He had Cassell guarding him the last few minutes. Is it Castle or Cassell? Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. While Wemby was on the perimeter. Yeah, I mean, because he has been, I should say, doing a good job of guarding, you know, Wemby, or kind of keeping Wemby under control. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Spot on. Very good point. And, you know, too, just talking about Karl Anthony Towns with the Scorpio of it all, his sun sign. Mars is in good communication with Jupiter and Venus and Mercury. And then Pluto, the other ruler of Scorpio, is in good communication with Uranus, the planet of surprises and instability, which I feel like that could be like the mismatch situation too. Like if Karl Anthony Towns can dig deep, like the Pluto of it all, and take advantage of the quirkiness, the Uranus, okay, the mismatches, yeah, it could bode well. And you know, with that being in the New York Knicks 12th house of what's hidden away from them, that could be like their little secret weapon, right? So yeah, that's a very good point. Right. Yeah, it is. It is. It's 7 degrees away. So they are, you know, they're still far apart. It's a very loose conjunction, but, you know, the moon is lingering there. And Chiron is in New York's 10th house. It's in San Antonio's game's 12th house. So, and so is the moon, too. So could the people with the moon being in San Antonio's game's 12th house? That's kind of a tongue twister. Thanks again for all the likes. Thank you. With the moon and Chiron being in San Antonio's game's 12th house of hidden enemies, of what's hidden away from them. Yeah. Could like the people, the fans, just get to them and be this also like enemy that they don't even like, they know that it's a rough bunch when you're playing in New York and you're playing in the finals and all of that energy there. But I just think it's going to even be more heightened tonight than it was in game 3, which is like, how is that even possible? But I guess it's possible. All right, you guys. Yeah, now I'm like leaning more towards the Knicks, like after we've talked about it. I want to look at Mercury again. Okay, Mercury is coming up in good alignment with Mars. Pluto's not doing anything with Mercury, though. And Pluto's not doing anything with Mars. Both benefic planets. So it's like the San Antonio Spurs find themselves in the New York Knicks' first house of themselves as a team, right next to Venus. Oh, man. I feel like I'm talking a little bit in word salads right now, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to like talk it out. Designer says, are we looking at an OT game? I have to remember to take note of that, of games that do go into overtime and what is the deciding factor there. And, you know, when Saturn, oh, here's another thing too that I wanted to mention. It was game 2. Really, side note here, back to game 2. Saturn was a major player in game 2. And I was talking about this during the stream, okay, that Saturn, when I've seen Saturn be a big player in games, it can come down to time, with a team winning with time expiring or a team trying to come back and win with time expiring. And that is exactly what happened in game 2. When the Knicks won by 1 point, Wemby gets the shot with like 7 seconds or 6 seconds left, something like that, to go in the game, shoots the jumper, and that would have had, if that would have went in, San Antonio would have won by 1 point, but instead missed it. Spurs did get the rebound and they tried to put it back. Time expired, and the Knicks ended up winning by 1 point. So that is another really good example of when Saturn is a major player in the charts, how it comes down to timing. With the charts as they with the charts as they are, it's giving. Oh shit, I'm moving myself out of there, right? Part of me still wants to go with San Antonio, just because even though the moon is squaring both of their major rulers and major players, that could bode well, just because the moon is shining her light on both benefic planets. But again, normally a square means no. Like, no, that's not going to work out. Truth Teller says this could be a game that could go into OT. Designer said that on TikTok too. You guys are in alignment there. Yeah. I'm going to make a little asterisk in my notes about that. And I mean, game 3 was really close, right? San Antonio won by 4 points, was it? Yeah, 115 to 111. So that's pretty close too. And, you know, again, back to game 2, 1 point. And then what was game number 1? What was the point? Oh, it was 10 points in game 1 that New York won by. But yeah, the last 2 games, been close. And yeah, just with the heightenedness of it all, yeah, it definitely could. And Saturn and Mercury are square too. Mercury is our communication planet. Okay, Mercury rules the Knicks. And Saturn, Father Time. It will slow things down. Guys, what if it's like this Mercury-Saturn square that could lead us into overtime too? I'm going to write that down. Just in case it does go into overtime, I'm going to come back to that. Because Mercury, 13 degrees of Cancer, Saturn at 13 degrees of Aries. It's like some sort of communication is going to be blocked, is going to be slowed down. And the communication also, Mercury is the ruler of the Knicks. They're hosting the game. And wouldn't that be extra crazy too, with the moon squaring Jupiter? People go extra nuts because it's going in overtime. Emotions extra heightened. All of these things, it's a possibility, you guys. I mean, anything's possible. You know what I mean. Good call out, you guys. Is it Steven? Cheers. Because of all the letters, I don't know what to call you. You've been in here before, though. Good to see you. I feel like it's Stefan. Stefan? You'll have to tell me. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping through. Both teams have strong synergy with a lot of water and earth signs. Yeah. And especially with all of the Cancerian energy. And that can be, again, emotional because Cancer's a water sign, right? And that's more on the emotions level. But, Cancerian energy too is all about the home, the family, where they're from. And New York Knicks, their ruler, Mercury, is in Cancer. They're playing at home. They just lost at home. They want to protect their home and their fans. They want to win this game. That's another level to it all too. And Jupiter and Venus both in Cancer too. Yeah. I just think, again, what we've been talking about, you guys, the emotions just extra heightened tonight. Since I mentioned it, I just feel like that emotion and the New York Knicks fan base is going to be just like their extra secret weapon tonight. And then on the flip side, though, with, again, the moon squaring Jupiter and Venus, but then on the flip side of it all, since Jupiter rules San Antonio and is the greater benefic planet, like that could help them. They could be the ones, right, to get that good energy and to quiet the fans and control the fans and take control of this like secret weapon of the Knicks. I don't know. I just see the fans being so loud, though. Especially the Knicks, right? A lot of earth energy and water. Just especially water. And, for the New York Knicks, their fourth house of the arena of their home base is ruled by Venus, too. And Venus is in Cancer. Venus is what we love. Cancer, again, rules our emotions. It's the crab, a soft center, but the outside, this hard, rough shell. They're playing in New York. The team is very proud, right? So all of that energy, it's just right there. What about San Antonio, Robert City? What about it? What do you mean? Truth Teller said the only wild card is the Spurs head coach and the point guard De'Aaron Fox, both being Sagittarius. Ooh. I had looked up those two. What is it? Is it Mitch Johnson or something, right? Is he the Spurs head coach, I think? I know I looked the two of them up at one point, but thank you for the reminder. The only wild card, yeah, okay. If their sun signs are ruled by Sagittarius too, yeah, we could look out for this energy with them, especially, to your point. Thank you for pointing that out too. Yeah, with the moon squaring Jupiter, right? And Jupiter rules Sagittarius. We could look out for maybe De'Aaron Fox, or I think it's Mitch Johnson or whatever, the Spurs head coach, really kind of like showing out in some way, or maybe the emotions kind of get out of control. Or could it be beneficial too? Yeah, wild card it is. And beneficial because, again, even though the square is from the moon is shining her light on one of the benefic planets and both the benefics together. I mean, it's going to shine her light on Jupiter first and then Venus, but they're pretty much the same. Oh, River City. Oh, no, you're good. I should have noticed that. I do typos, especially in TikTok chats, because I'm usually on my phone. And then it accidentally sends when I'm not ready. And then it looks like a bunch of gobbledygook. So no, you're good. No worries. Let's see. Jade, you got to follow the Zodiac GM. He's been on point with team synergy. Oh, where's he at? I'll write that down too. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm assuming he's on YouTube or maybe just all of the social medias. I'll check it out. I shall check it out. I gotta write it down though. Otherwise I might forget. Yeah, Mitch Johnson. Okay. And okay, since we're on that to that point, who's the Knicks head coach? I mean, I'm gonna look it up. I don't think I've looked up his birthday. Michael Brown. Okay, Mike Brown. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I've looked up his birthday. Oh my gosh, he's a Pisces, or his sun sign is Pisces. He's got that Sagittarius or that Jupiter energy too. Okay, he's March 5th. Oh my god. What are we gonna do? Okay. He's on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you all. Okay. Yeah. Right? I could have just waited for you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Another thing that I've done too is I've looked at the perfection years for like the head coaches, for example. So, man, Mike Brown, he's 56. Man, I have to look up a chart, a perfection year chart. Okay. Don't take me, I'm sorry, don't take me to the website. I just want an image of it. All right, 56. So, okay, so Mike Brown, he's in a 9th house perfection year. Okay. Which is about higher learning, traveling, ruled by Jupiter, right? And then, so he's in a 9th house perfection year. And now I'm going to look up Mitch Johnson, how old he is. So he's 39. 39. Okay, so 39 is a 4th house perfection year. Yeah, it's like, I was looking for like a 5th house, maybe perfection year, or an 11th house, or 10th, maybe even. But yeah, 4th and 8th house perfection years for those two. I could try to look up I could go grab my book and look up their moon signs. I guess I have it right here. Hold on. All right. What year was he born? 89. Mitch Johnson. We're going down the astrology rabbit hole here quick. So he was born November 29th. So I'm going to look up in my book. It's got a mini ephemeris in the back here for planetary tables, basically. It'll tell me a couple of things. Okay, so Mitch Johnson, he's a Sagittarius sun with a Sagittarius moon. Okay. So Mitch Johnson, sun and moon sign are both Sagittarius. They're both Jupiter ruled. Okay. A lot of Sag energy there. Now let's go back to Mike. He is March 5th, 1970. Oh, shoot. There it was. So he's a Pisces sun. Okay. March 5th. He is a Aquarius moon. Probably in the mid to, no, he's probably, in the early to mid degrees of Aquarius moon. Mike Brown. What was going on? So the moon would, Saturn would be supporting Mike Brown's moon sign. Saturn is about discipline and longevity and structured discipline. So if the New York Knicks can be disciplined, or actually if Mike Brown can discipline the team in a good way and lead them in a good way. Pisces are awesome. All the zodiac signs have their good and their maybe like, okay, what's going on here? But yeah, Piscean energy. I get along with a lot of Pisces placements. But that's because I have a lot of earth signs. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but my chart ruler isn't an earth sign, so because I'm a sun in Capricorn and I'm a Leo rising, so I generally get along with the Pisces folks. Okay. Oh, okay. This adds another layer. Mike Brown has multiple rings as an assistant coach. Especially talking about the Saturn. And now we're talking about the rings. Okay. Yes, I didn't know that. And then Mitch Johnson again is a moon in Sagittarius. And that makes sense too because Sagittarius is the ruler of the San Antonio Spurs tonight. And their head coach is a lot of Sagittarius going on in his chart. Basically Sagittarius, sun and moon. Oh man, you guys, I am just kind of like, I think I'm leaning San Antonio, but I just feel like the fans and the ego and the energy of New York and the Knicks and, you know, just the proudness of it all. But could it be too much? But I just feel like the fans might really get under the skin of San Antonio tonight. And they might be mean too, like on another level with the moon and Aries. Like they might be looking to go for the zingers. Okay. Talking shit, talking smack. It's going to be in there tonight. Truth teller, Leo rising. People tend to gravitate towards Leo risings. Yes. Or anywhere you have Leo, really. Yeah. That sun just finds the Leo energy. But yeah, too. I know a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but a few Leo risings. And it's for different reasons too. Like somebody, a friend of mine actually comes to mind, like the lion's mane. So Leo risings often, you know, they're noticed for hair. And when I first met her, she would dye her hair just like different colors. Like it'd be blue. And then after a little while, she dyed green and then pink, or blonde, you know, anything like that. Oh, your Leo rules your 12th house. Okay. So the subconscious. Do you have like, if you remember your dreams, do you have like a lot of flashy energy in your dreams or like maybe very vivid dreams or something? And like spirituality too, and the other side, the inside could be kind of where the sun shines its light for you. When I do, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. With the Leo in the 12th house. I'm just trying to see too how that would play out. And two, maybe when like you're, I don't know, like by yourself, that could feel very like liberating, or it could feel very lonely with Leo in the 12th. 12th house is like isolation. And since Leos naturally have that sunlight gravitating, you know, towards them, that energy towards them being kind of like hidden away, you know, could be tough. But I feel like that would be more strong if somebody had like a Leo sun in the 12th house. Or if the Leo ruled their 12th house and there were planets there. Truth teller, mutable signs can adapt to anything. They really can. They really can. Yeah, that mutable energy. You only have your Chiron in your 12th. Okay. the wounded healer. So maybe dealing with things or getting into spirituality and dealing with like isolation and loneliness. That could be a little bit of a challenge maybe with Chiron there. You guys, for some reason, I want to go with San Antonio, even though, like, I don't know, now my gut's telling me to go with New York. And again, just to wrap it up here, because I am going to pop off here. I'm finally going to make a prediction, but I've loved hanging out. I wanted to go for an hour, and it's already been an hour, 40 minutes. But I appreciate everybody being here, and we can talk out the chart and work it out. I want to go with San Antonio because, again, Jupiter and Venus are both of their main rulers, both benefic planets. Jupiter ruling them, Venus ruling their game, how they show it on a public level, their discipline. Both of those two planets are together, right next to each other. Both benefic planets right there. Jupiter in Cancer, it's exalted there. It rules San Antonio. And one of the main rulers for their head coach, too. Getting the support of Venus, the lesser benefic. But the moon is squaring that energy. Where again, I've seen that manifest positively in game charts, even though it is a square, when the moon is square or opposite the benefic planets. And that's what's going on tonight. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards San Antonio. But then on the flip side, with the moon ruling the fans, the people, our emotions, squaring Jupiter and Venus, those two being in the New York Knicks' first house, could that be beneficial for New York? Or what I just thought of is, could the Spurs win again? And the moon being the fans having this tension and maybe anger or displeasure with Jupiter and Venus, that being San Antonio, they could be mad at them because San Antonio wins. And then on the other side of it, the New York Knicks having Venus and Jupiter in their first house, the fans are also going to be mad at them because San Antonio beat them. I just thought of that. So who wins? Designer says whoever can fall into alignment wins, it feels like. Yeah. And whoever cannot let the emotions get out of control. I feel like I'm leaning towards San Antonio, and we'll just see how this square, especially with the moon. But again, the New York Knicks, they have that they have that really extra support from the fans. Like, that is what I heavily feel like. It's so hard to decide. Truth teller, Jade, I'm enjoying the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here and hanging out. I've really liked your comments and, bouncing ideas off too. So thanks for being here. Truth teller, I think the series could go 7, but I'm leaning towards San Antonio winning it all. Yeah, I could see it going 7 games. And, as just a basketball fan, I'm glad we're getting a couple extra games here. And it wasn't just a sweep. And just to see some competitive gameplay. And I just go game by game, chart by chart. I don't look ahead, at least when it comes to the astrology. I normally don't. I guess I could, but a lot of the time I don't have time. Or, I get to it later. I get to it kind of right before, which is cool too. Designer says if the Spurs keep the emotions in check, yep, OT, let the fans get to them, the Spurs win. Yeah. I feel like just with this little revelation about the Knicks, let's say the Knicks do lose, the moon in Aries, the fans having their displeasure with what they have seen for the last 2 games being mad, obviously, at San Antonio, but then in turn being mad at the Knicks too. If the fans get to them, the Knicks win. Yeah, I agree. I think the fans are going to play a bigger role than normal tonight. And with Saturn being one of the rulers too for Wemby, and Saturn and Mercury are square one another, the communication could be off as well. Yeah, maybe Wemby just can't get things quite figured out too. And the New York Knicks are going to be able to keep him under control. Yeah, and the overtime possibility of it all. The moon is sextile the part of fortune. Part of fortune, the Arabic lot at 21 degrees of Aquarius. You're not wrong. Design it right. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's so obvious, but I just feel like it's going to be on a whole nother level tonight. We'll see. But also, if the fans are extra crazy and extra spicy, is that really going to be a surprise? No, but the astrology reflects that. Let's see. Part of fortune is quincux with Jupiter, that being the Spurs, and quincux loosely with Mercury too. So the part of fortune doesn't really come into play here. I mean, it does, but Clean says NBA wants a 7-game series. That's what I was thinking too, right? They do. And they might get it. I think I'm just going to, I could really see it going either way here. And that overtime that you guys brought up, I just think that that is an absolute possibility. I think I'm going to take the Spurs, you guys, and just see how this moon square Jupiter and Venus pans out. Even though it's a square and the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Spurs in this one. But again, I could see it going either way. And there was a lot of me too that I was like leaning more towards the Knicks. And normally that's square to both. Venus and Jupiter could be bad for San Antonio, but I just feel like with both the benefics together, even though it's a square to the moon is still shining her light there. So I think I'm going to take San Antonio to win this one too. But I could also see the fans just getting to San Antonio and really helping New York. And them really being able to maybe piss off Wemby as well, with Saturn and Mercury square there. And there maybe could be a lot more extra fouls tonight or calls tonight with Mercury square Saturn. Or could it be like there's no foul calls? Or there's not a lot of calls because Mercury is square Saturn. So they're wanting, yeah. Let's look out for that too. I'm going to make a note about that, about like how, if there's an extra plethora of fouls called tonight, or if there's maybe a lot more less than are expected. Or to add to that, if the calls go San Antonio's way tonight, because Mercury is the ruler of New York Knicks and Mercury is square Saturn, and Saturn will stop things. And I've also kind of looked to Saturn as like the referees in games. All that Aries. Yeah, too. That Aries energy with Saturn, Neptune, the moon, and Chiron. Yeah. So I'm going to write down the foul calls to look out for that. Again, because Mercury is square Saturn. Okay. Moon's final aspect is opposite the moon. You have to use the traditional birth chart. Like at the end of the game, the moon is going to be square the moon. What? Or opposite? Moon opposite moon? I guess I'm just not following that. I don't know. I just use this house system, the Regiomontanus house system, when I do the game charts. That's just what I've been doing. And I just want to be consistent with it and just see how it works out. So I'm just going to keep using this one, but I can always look at that. Oh. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, moon opposite moon. I don't know. Okay, so in the final game chart, in the traditional chart that you're looking at, the moon is opposite part of fortune. Okay. Well, the moon is the lord of Mercury, but it's also the lord of Jupiter too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so far in this series, I'm 3-0, so I can be happy about that. And yeah, I think we'll just see what happens. But the main thing that I'm going to be looking at is the moon, how the moon squaring Jupiter and Venus works out. Because that's the main thing I've been looking at, the main thing we've been talking about. So, gonna get ready for the game. See you later, Jade. Designer, thanks for being here. Yes, I'm gonna pop off too. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go with San Antonio. But on the next live, which I'm planning for Saturday, I'll go over that. Or whenever the next live is, I will go over that. But good to see you. Thanks for the support. It was good chatting with you. Have a good night. Enjoy the game. Let's see. I use the house system too, but with the game starting after 8 p.m. on the East Coast, it gives you the correct part of fortune position. Yeah, that's a good point. Because that will move. And that will move quickly, I should say. And the part of fortune too, I do look at that, but that's usually something that I look at when I can't decide, which is like right now. Yeah, so if you're saying too, the moon is opposite the part of fortune. That is the, and the moon is the lord of San Antonio's fifth house, 10th house, and themselves. And, like you were talking about earlier with the mismatches, especially with Karl Anthony Towns, if he can. What's your birthday? Today? Wait, when's your birthday? Happy birthday. Today's your birthday? Or what's your birthday? Did I say a date that is your birthday? When is your birthday? Let us know if you want to. Yeah, if Karl Anthony Towns especially can really dig deep, and they can take advantage, like you were saying, of the mismatches. I'm just looking at Uranus in the 12th for New York, trine Pluto. That could be good too. You guys. Yeah, I mean, I'll be either right or wrong. I'm always learning, so in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I think I'm going to just stick with San Antonio and see how it pans out. But I can definitely see, like we've been talking about, a lot of reasons too why the Knicks could take this one. And especially with the fans being involved and really getting under San Antonio's skin and like really getting to them. Poking and prodding, annoying. All right, but yeah, I'm going to go with San Antonio. We shall see what happens. But again, on the flip side, I could see, yeah, like we're talking, like you guys made mention of too, overtime, it being extremely close. You could see all those things. I wrote them down. But in the grand scheme of things, I do have to eventually make the prediction and just go with it. But it's always a learning opportunity. Because I'm going to pop off here in about 5 minutes. Because I've been going for 2 hours, which I was like, I want to go for an hour. But again, it's been good talking to everybody. And yeah, if San Antonio loses, if shit hits the fan, that moon square Jupiter. Oh, and the fans, oh man. And what if there's a blowout? That could be the moon square Jupiter too. A blowout. And a blowout of hostility. Either way, I truly believe the emotions are going to be extra heightened tonight, whatever happens. Mars, good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. How's it going? How's your Wednesday? I'm just about to pop off, but it's always good to see you. Hope you're having a nice Wednesday. And that goes for everybody too. As far as the point spread goes, you guys, I could say like 1 to 4 points. 1 to 4 point spread. Which is interesting because the last 2 games, a 1 point differential and 4 points. On the flip side, I could see a blowout, but we'll see what happens. Anybody have any final thoughts? Again, thanks everybody for being here. Appreciate yous. Next video and or live stream Saturday, game 5. So again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a live stream like during the game, before the game, or just doing a video yet. I'm going to have to see how things play out. But that is the plan, to live stream for game 5, or at least do a video. So, and then I'll do a recap about tonight. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm probably not going to be able to stay awake for the entire game. We'll see. But I'll check the score. We'll recap next time. Oh man, you're dodging massive storms down there. Stay safe. There was definitely some strong ass thunderstorms that came through early this morning here. I got an alert on my phone at like 2 a.m. and it said expect somewhere along the lines of like 80-mile-an-hour winds. Like, are you kidding me? Things are literally going to blow away. We're going to blow away. Luckily, it didn't get that bad, but yeah, I hope you stay safe down there. All right, everybody. And that goes for all of us. And it was supposed to storm again today here too. But then things seem to have moved away because it's sunny right now. So, but yeah, last night I got a weather alert warning, which I don't normally get. One of those like yellow triangles that show up on your phone when there's an alert of importance. And yeah, 80-mile-an-hour winds. It was either 80 or 85. Like, are you kidding me? There's no way. So I'm just really glad it didn't get to that point. All right. I'm going to say bye to TikTok first. Thanks everybody for being here and for all the likes, for hanging out. We'll see what happens in game 4. Be back for game 5. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for being here, TikTok peeps. See you later. All right, you guys. On YouTube and Twitch, those of you that are still here, I just signed off over there. Back over here, about to sign off. Again, it's been fun talking to everybody. Thanks for hanging out. And again, we'll do another recap. And 2, it sounds like me and Vocal Vike rap. We're going to do a collab soon, so keep your peepers peeled for that. That's a tongue twister. I got it. And then, yeah, definitely go check out the episode that I did with Purple Dopes with Hope's podcast. It dropped yesterday. It's in the description of the video. Go check it out. And we talk Vikings, astrology, and then some. Go subscribe to their channel if you haven't yet. Sir Charles, your live pops up on my homepage and I open it. I like it. New subscriber here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for, when I show up, thanks for stopping by. Glad you like it. Thanks for subscribing. Hope to catch you here more. We do a lot of astrology and sports stuff over here, but we talk about all sorts of stuff. Aliens, paranormal, things like that. 90 Day Fiance sometimes. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Sir Charles Snow. No, I don't. No. I usually just drink water and coffee, and I usually have to cut off the coffee early. But I was drinking coffee late today. It was like 3:30. My old self. I'm like, I'm gonna have to cut down on the caffeine. I gotta stop the coffee right now. Otherwise I'll be up. But every once in a while I'll have like an energy drink. If so, have you tried the Nas Grand Prix guava? No, but it sounds good. The guava sounds good. I had one of those Alani's, I think they're called. It was in like a blue can, orange. I think it's Alani, right? I think I had like the lemonade, some sort of like lemonade variety of that recently for the first time. And it was quite tasty, I thought. Oh, Truth Teller, thank you. Yes, hit the like button. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks everybody for chatting, liking, subscribing, just hanging out, checking it out, saying hey, doing all the things. I appreciate you guys for being here. And it's really fun to talk to you and especially break down the chart. We can all talk about it together. And yeah, we'll see what pans out. We'll talk about the outcome next time and how everything came into play. And yeah, we'll see what happens. San Antonio by 1-4. Point spread, I'm really not, well, whatever. I'll shut up about it. We've talked about it enough. But I could keep going. So Charles Snow, thank you too. I like all those topics. Nice. You found the right place. I'm glad that I found somebody else too, or that you stopped by that is like-minded. We talk about all that stuff, but I'm really into all that stuff. So yeah. Clean. Do you watch the show From? No, I've never heard of it. What is it on? Is it like UFO related or something like that? Sounds like it maybe. Truth Teller, great live. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that comment. Thank you. And it was great. I thought it was a really fun live today. Very chatty. And again, I appreciate talking with you guys. You can drop in the comments, especially the extra astrology stuff, because I like to learn. In the end, it's really all about learning for me. Of course, I like to be right about things like that. Like, who doesn't? But if I can learn something either way, I'm all about it. So appreciate that. All right, you guys, a little over 2 hours. It's been fun. Hope everybody has a great rusty Wednesday or whatever day it is when you're watching this, if you're watching the replay. But yeah, hopefully see you guys in a couple days, Saturday. Ooh, okay. I'll write that down. MGM Plus. I don't watch a lot of shows. I watch a lot of like reality shows, like Below Deck or like 90 Day Fiance. But other than that, I do watch Game of Thrones or like House of the Dragon. I know there's a new season of that. But I wrote it down. Oh, and I am finishing Hacks. So I guess I watch some shows. Maybe I just say that because I don't watch as many shows as I used to. Oh my gosh. I used to watch so many things. But yeah, I'll have to check it out upon your recommendation. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks again for being here. As always, stay safe. Be good. Be cool. Stay cool. All the things. All right, all the things, you guys. Until next time. Appreciate you. I'll catch you later. Peace out. All right. Bye, guys.